ran from home plate to the first base dugout, which is also cinder block and down about 2 or 3 feet, so you can have better cover. There were a number of congressmen and congressional staffers who help us lying on the ground. One of them was wounded in the leg, took off my belt, and myself and another congressman, I don't remember who, applied a tourniquet to try to slow down the bleeding. In the meantime, I'm towards the right field side of the dugout, and there's gunfire within about 5 or 6, 7 feet of my head. And I look up, and there's a guy.
I join with the Majority Leader in offering our prayers for those who are injured. And I was absolutely shaken by the news of a shooting early this morning at the baseball field in Alexandria, where many of my friends and colleagues were practicing for the annual congressional baseball game, an event that brings us together each year. It's been reported that Representative Scalise, the House Whip, was shot during the attack, as were 2 brave members of the Capitol Police Force and others, including a staffer. Let us pray that they and any others who are injured are able to recover quickly. This morning is the most sobering a reminder of how thankful we should be for the service of the Capitol Police Force, who put their lives on the line day in, day out for us to be.
Madam President, I have just been informed that the alleged shooter at the Republican baseball practice this morning is someone who apparently volunteered on my presidential campaign. I am sickened by this despicable act, and let me be as clear as I can be. Violence of any kind is unacceptable in our society, and I condemn this action in the strongest possible terms. Real change can only come about through nonviolent action, and anything else runs counter to our most deeply held.
Rand Paul on the phone. He was in the batting cage when this happened. Senator, thank you for being on with us. Can you tell us what you heard and saw?
Well, I was in the batting cage at the time, and the first shot was sort of an isolated shot. You know, I grew up in the South, and I just thought someone had discharged a shotgun, which isn't that unusual in the South. But then I thought, well, we are in the city, we're not in the country here. But then after the first shot, then there was a rapid succession of shots, 5 or 10 shots. So I'm outside the perimeter. I'm on the right field line, and the batting cage is outside the field. There's about a 10-foot fence between me and the field. And in the field, I see Representative Scalise is shot but moving, and he's trying to drag himself through the dirt out into the outfield. There are 2 staffers in right field, only about 10 feet from me, but there's about a 20-foot fence separating me from them. And they were laying down, but then I'm seeing the shots hitting the dirt around them. And they're trying to make a difficult decision. Do we lay here, stay low, and hope he doesn't hit us? And this is a difficult decision, or does the shooter just advance and come closer and shoot you? And so you have to make a decision at some point whether to stay or run. And so one of the staffers scrambled up over the fence. It was probably, like I say, a 15, 20-foot tall fence. He did it in about 2 seconds.
As you all know, shortly after 7 a.m. this morning, a gunman opened fire on members of Congress and their staffs as they were practicing for tomorrow's annual charity baseball game. Authorities are continuing to investigate the crime, and the assailant has now died from his injuries. The FBI is leading the investigation and will continue to provide updates as new information becomes available. Congressman Steve Scalise, a member of House leadership, was shot and badly wounded and is now in stable condition at the hospital. along with 2 very courageous Capitol police officers. At least 2 others were also wounded. Many lives would have been lost if not for the heroic actions of the...
With more on the congressional baseball shooting, I had the honor to sit down exclusively with former Arizona Congresswoman Gabby Giffords, who, as you know, was seriously wounded in a mass shooting in 2011. Thankfully, she has made a remarkable recovery, but she still has difficulty speaking at times. I sat down with her and her husband, Mark Kelly, to hear their inspirational message of support and strength. You both expressed your concerns in a very powerful statement saying it's not about being a Republican, not about being a Democrat. You said this shooting is an attack on all who serve and on all who participate in our democracy. What was your initial reaction when you heard about the shooting?
I'm so sad. So sad.
I think it's also an attack on democracy, just like in January 2011 at the Safeway grocery store. I mean, that was an attack on democracy as well.
That attack was the assassination attempt 6 years ago that left Gabby Giffords with a severe brain injury. Today, she, along with her husband, Mark Kelly, have become passionate advocates for better gun control legislation.
Stopping gun violence takes courage. I've seen great courage when my life was on the line.
You travel around the country and it's kind of like, wow, people are this side and that side, trying to bring people together. What is your message? What is your thought on how we can bridge this divide in the country?
Try to understand the people on the other side. Gabby was a Democrat who served in the Republican district and knows a lot about moderation and what goes on all the time.
Now is the time to come together. Be responsible. Democrats, Republicans, everyone.
And it's a challenging time for our country. I don't have to tell you that there has been rhetoric on both sides of the aisle. There has been this feeling of great divide in our country. And there are some Republicans who are pointing to the rhetoric that's been directed towards President Trump as one of the factors in the shooting. And what do you do to bring